All right, at this point, then, we welcome everyone. I appreciate you coming out today. At this point, we'll go and get underway. So, David, invocation and pledge, please. Thank you.
I figured if I made you all sign up, I had to do it every now and then myself. And we're still looking for some invocators in May. If you would please pray with me. Almighty God, times like this, we feel the contrast between our many blessings and the world's need, contrast between the beauty that we enjoy in this little corner of paradise and the hurt and pain that seems all too common. We see the contrast between the blessings that we enjoy and see that in contrast to the hurt and pain that is happening around the world, and particularly in Ukraine. We see the devastations, the war crimes, and it breaks our hearts. But we pray, gracious God, that with broken hearts, you will also give us generous hearts with the means, the commitment, but also with the simple gratitude of all that you have provided. May this be a time of gratitude, so that in our gratitude and our thanksgiving, that we may do what we can, that we may offer what we have for the healing of the world. And in your name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone. Okay, at this point, are we ready? Okay. Does anyone have any changes to minutes from last week? If not, we'll continue. I don't have any birthdays this week, and I have no anniversaries, so we'll keep moving there too, unless Steve's back is wrong. At this point, Chuck, I'll let you do our guest and happy box.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Dunedin. I can take the guest welcome to do so. And let me ask you, do we have any guests with us today? No, I didn't think so. We have a speaker, and we're going to hear in a few minutes. So we go to Happy Bucks, in which we have a moment to talk about something good that's going on in our lives. Yes, Martha.
I called the health department the other day, scheduled my second booster shot. They answered on the second ring, and I got my appointment of choice at the setting the next morning. So I urge everyone, if you're interested in a second booster or first booster, if you haven't had it, that it's not like it used to be. It's just so easy. Thank you.
Okay, and I saw people getting boosters at the Publix yesterday. Just kind of walking in and saying, hey, give me a booster. Yes, we have Tom Dubai for $2.
Are there any North Carolina fans here?
Go Hawks! That, for ladies and gentlemen, that was the comeback for the NCAA basketball. North Carolina was ahead by 16 points to half, and they lost the game by 5. Whoa. Big move by Kansas. For those of you Okay. Any other happy thoughts? Yes, ma'am. Pat?
Well, this is naturally a lot of your money. After I tried to wear it for a moment, I paid $1 for this attention. I get this Rotary magazine, and in the magazine is a wonderful article about strength in times of crisis. And on the second page of the spread is a history of the recent conflicts. Wonderfully done, and I did wish it all be, and it goes on, more information about what the clubs in Ukraine are doing. I like the clubs in Crimea, and the different clubs that are still working on it. One of them tells about a woman who had to move, but she is a broadcaster, so she's now in public broadcasting. And the news about about Ukraine is everywhere, and I think Rotary did a fabulous job. Don't be put off by Rhino on his phone. But the article is excellent, and it makes me want to know more about this issue. Our World Club is not reading a book about Putin and the Ukraine, which is a very scholarly thing. So we're all full of it right now in our group, but this is something easy to read.
Wonderful.
It used to be my job, I don't read everything when I would pass it along with teachers, just so they could read it in their minutes.
Okay.
So this is actually.
We're welcome.
Did they mention anything about Russia?
I know.
But I want you to know I'm very pleased if you noticed the subtlety. Pat looked at me and said, and easy to read. And I'm happy about that. I have always anticipated easy to read. Okay, do we have other happy thoughts? Yeah. Jeff is here, just in the house.
I have a happy part today, just because I'm happy to be here to see all you guys. So it's nice to be here, especially a beautiful day.
A beautiful day in Dunedin. Yes, ma'am, we've got one more happy bucket scene. Okay.
My happy bucket is that I received in the mail my CDs for my new album project and my last scratch cards for my new album project, which I have to add to this one at my next one. But having an album release party May 17th at the Blur, I will be advertising, putting some things in. I'll be talking about it as we go along. But I'm very excited to finally get this thing underway. Oh, this for over 3 years.
Outstanding. And at the Blur, you've never been to the Blur, it's a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. You'll run even as its own nightclub. Yes, ma'am. All right. Mary's in the 50th at Tom Goodbart's back. He's back with another happy thought. Okay. Fill we take your happy thought.
I think we enjoy the thanks. I think if she would be quiet for a second because she didn't before. I think we owe a debt of thanks to Wendy, who is weekly helping us get our lunches. Thank you, Wendy.
Not only that, but everything else she's asked to do, she says yes to.
Oh, if I had to do that, it would cost me $1,000.
Not everything. That's
Let's just have Gabe reach in and grab a ticket for us here. We have red and green, so let's see how we can do it today. I don't care. Oops, no, I didn't realize. Oh. Nice. Okay, it's a red ticket. So you're in the game if you've got a red ticket. Reading from left to right. 988 609. And you get a chance, and the way the goodness is, you get a chance to get the card, and if you get the king of hearts, you win it all. If not, you get the value of the drawing.
What's all? How much is all?
Right now, we're about $75. Get the card, any card. That's a good card. Oh, that's a better card. You got a jack. Okay, that's $10.
Couple of dollars.
In the 10. And it takes a card out to do that. All right. It gives me 5 back. Hey, that's theory. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Well, this time we'll build the program, and I'll call you up to introduce our speaker. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I have to read this bio because it was prepared for me by this very organized person I'm about to introduce. Cara Brook is the owner of Organize and Simplify. She is a lifelong, type A, structured person who makes every attempt to loosen up and be more spontaneous every chance she gets. In other words, when she schedules it. Cara's organizing talents were passed down from the generations before her. Her grandmothers were very organized, and they passed those skills on to both her parents, who in turn passed those skills on to Cara. Because of the sharing and passing down of organizing knowledge she experienced firsthand, Cara believes everyone can learn how to be better organized. There is no organizing gene someone might feel she is missing, and certainly no one is ever hopeless. I don't know. Everyone's definition of organized is different, and Cara embraces them all. I can attest to that too. Cara began organizing professionally in 2004. She is a past president of the Connecticut chapter of the National Association of Productivity and Organizing. And in 2009, Fairfield County, Connecticut 40 Under 40 Award recipient. So if you just do your math, you'll know that she's not under 40 anymore. In the summer of 2019, she brought her organizing skills south and relocated to Dunedin, Florida with her partner, Alan, and her cat, Zoe. And she helps me in the chamber a couple of days every week. And she has brought so much to my life, and I'm sure you're going to take away some nugget of knowledge today. Everybody, welcome Cara Brook.
All right, Mr. President, I have 15 minutes. 15 to 20? Okay, I got my little timer out because I don't want to go over.
So organized.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. First and foremost, you all have a handout to follow along. I personally like paper because I like to write things down. I am an organizer, though. You are not required to take it home with you. You are, because this is something that could be left on the counter and then, you know, piles start, and I certainly do not want that to happen. So feel free if you want to take notes. If you like the information, you want to take a picture of it. Instead of bringing the paper home, that's fine. You won't offend me. So I'm going to talk about some basic organizing principles. So just some basic stuff to help get you through some, maybe some, the clutter that you have in your home or in your office. Clutter represents indecision. It really represents, I can't quite decide what to do with this or where it should go. So the very first thing really is, if you can identify a home for everything you have, then you know where to find it when you need it, you use it, and then in an ideal world, you put it back to that place. Really easy, right? I mean, it sounds easy, but there are many times when we come back home from something. Maybe it's a trade show or something, and you're bringing stuff with you, and it's in a bag, and you're like, okay, great, and you put it on your desk, and you're going to leave it here for a little while, just a little while, and then it sits there a couple weeks. So if you have stuff like that, to be able to identify a place for it, and really not be afraid to get rid of it if the place is garbage, or recycling, or maybe the place is Goodwill, because if we're not using something, maybe somebody else can. And wouldn't that be a nice gift for us to give to somebody else who might be able to use something that we don't? So you go through items that have created the clutter, and you kind of ask yourself, what is this? What do I do with this? Now, if there are more than one of you in your home, you kind of have to have a collective, idea of what things are. But just to give you an example, Larry, what is this?
Food bag.
Okay, and what is this?
That's the hallway closet storage unit.
That's hallway closet storage unit. Okay, so a reusable. So these are bags. So you could just say, well, they're bags and they all go over here. And there is no wrong answer here. I mean, I use this as a poop bag. Absolutely. That goes in a different place than this. This is something I use as, it's a gift bag to me. So we all have our idea of what things are. So instead of just saying, well, these are bags and this is that and this is a gavel and blah, 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 and we go on and on, really think about when you're identifying a home for something, what is it and what is it used for? because they may be stored in different places. So storing similar items together, and I can't see my timer, so storing similar items together is really helpful. One of the things that I use as an example for that is our utensils. Most of us here probably put our forks and knives and spoons all in the same drawer. I mean, that's a really easy example. What about gift wrapping supplies? So we have things like this. So maybe you keep it all, you keep the tissue paper, the bags, the roll of paper, and maybe some tape, ribbon, scissors, keeping it all together because they're like items. I'm sure if you're like me, you probably have several pairs of scissors and you have them in different places in the home, maybe some in the office, but those things, when you need to do whatever it is, like wrap a gift or put something in a gift bag, everything's going to be there for you. So keeping like items together. Clothing. We probably all have a closet where we keep our clothes. So, but how do you store them? So again, no wrong answer, but maybe you're a person who likes to look by color. So you have everything lined up by color. Maybe somebody else is casual versus dressy. So you separate those things. Others of you may want to have tops all together and then, pants, skirts all together. And then the long dresses somewhere else, or longer, suits. A lot of the guys keep suits in, I don't know what they're called, but they cover them up or whatever. And so those are usually longer than a traditional, way to hang a top. So, it really depends on how you like to have things in your closet. And maybe if you're a taller person, you use the top half of the closet, and if someone you live with is shorter, they use the lower half of the closet. So thinking about that kind of stuff, is storing similar items together. The next tip is to store items where they're used. So again, with the utensils, another simple example, but we're usually storing those in the kitchen because that's where we're doing our food prep and the eating. That makes sense. Another really simple, obvious example is your toothbrush and your toothpaste. You probably keep that in the bathroom, right? Because that's where you're brushing your teeth. So what about the wrapping paper that we talked about? Stuff like that. Unless you have like a craft room at your house, or I don't know if you have a gift wrapping room, if you have a really large house. So maybe it's like, where do you do that activity? If you were going to spread out, it's, getting close to holiday season, December, you're going to spread out and you're going to wrap some gifts. Where are you going to do that? If you're primarily doing that at the kitchen table or the dining room table, or maybe the living room coffee table, having those supplies, keeping them stored as close to that area as possible is really helpful. Especially if you have a 2-story home and you're wrapping on the second floor, storing it on the second floor so that you're not bringing stuff up and down, leaving stuff on the stairs. So we're just trying to eliminate we want it to be easy for us to gather the stuff we need, do the project, whatever it is, and then put it away. So, and make it less easy for us to just leave things lying around, right? So wherever you're doing that activity, if you don't have room in that room to store it, but as close as possible, that would be helpful. What about shoes? So shoes, a lot of us keep them in our closets, in our bedrooms, but do you also keep your shoes anywhere else in your house? All over the place. I do see a lot by the entryway. And people like to, sometimes they have benches, no?
They meet under the bed.
They meet under the bed. So a lot of people have benches, and they put shoes underneath the benches. What we've done in our house is we come in through the garage that goes into the laundry room, which has a door. So I put one of those shoe racks or shoe hangers with the plastic pockets on the back of the laundry room door so that we can keep the flip-flops there and the sneakers and stuff. But all the good shoes are in the closet. So maybe it's not just one place you need to keep it. Maybe it is going to be a couple different places, or but it's what's going to work for you. Because personally, I walk around the house and I'm not wearing shoes for the most part. So if I need to go down and get the mail or something, I want to have something close to the door so I can put them on and go down and get the mail and come back. So, but this is all that's going to work for you. And it's easy to just, pick up time when, there are lots of stuff on the floor, just pick it up and put them in the pockets. It makes it easier. So think about things like that when you're going through your spaces. Any questions so far? No? This is all clear? You got it? Okay, perfect. Your systems really need to be convenient and adaptable. And when I do this talk, I talk a lot about kids as they're growing. Like if you can get adjustable shelves in the closet, so when they're young, they can actually help. You hang things lower, their drawers are lower, you can actually have them participate in the taking out of the clothes and putting things away after they're washed. And as they grow, you can readjust. Well, we got to think about us too. As we get older, and if we have surgery and we may need to be in a wheelchair for a while, maybe being able to adjust and having things lower. Or just getting older and not being able to have the reach we used to have, or not wanting to feeling comfortable getting up on a step stool anymore. So if you have the ability to keep things, to adjust your closets and adjust the shelf heights, that's really going to be key. It's pretty important. Also in the kitchen, whoever the cook is, and maybe, there's more than one of you that likes to cook, but having all the things you use on a regular basis at arm's length, right at eyesight, is great. And trying not to keep the heavy stuff too far to the ground or too up high. If you're having a dinner party and it's only on occasion that you have dinner parties, some of that stuff can be put further up or further down, but all the stuff you use on a regular basis, if possible, you can use it at arm's or keep it at arm's length. That's going to be great for you to find things. It's also going to be great on your back, so you're not doing too much lifting, and just keeping everything. And again, it's easier to put away. Once you use it, it comes out of the dishwasher or you wash it, whatever it is, it's much easier to put away if you don't have to just, I have to get up on the step stool. I don't feel like doing it right now. Let me leave it on the counter. And again, it's the procrastination that happens. And don't overstuff, like keeping things adaptable. Try not to overstuff the drawers, whatever it is, whether it's clothing or file drawers or anything else, because it's great if you're like, everything just fits. And then you do a load of laundry and you're like, I have like 5 more pairs of that. So you don't want things to just fit. There's always more stuff coming in. And it is a great rule. If you bring in 2 more t-shirts because you went shopping, you get rid of 2. That's a great rule. It doesn't always happen, right? And some people love their t-shirts and collect them, whatever it is. We all have emotional attachments to things. Give yourself a little bit of extra room in your drawers, again, whether it's clothing or files or whatever, so that you can grow a little bit. And then just keeping things simple. So don't try and have such a strict kind of system that you're following, because then it's going to drive you crazy at some point, and it'll drive everybody else around you crazy. If you live, especially if you're not living alone. If you're living with somebody else, if your system is too hard to follow, that person's not going to follow the system. They're just not. And it's going to frustrate you. And try and keep things simple, like color coding. If you're going to color code anything, maybe you keep it to like 4 colors. Keep it nice and simple. We have a simple system in our house, so I am the more organized of the 2 of us, but Alan will tell you he's gotten a lot better since we've been living together for, 12 years. So anytime we're picking up, I think we talked about this, we tidy up before the cleaning lady comes. We don't clean, but we tidy up because let's put everything away so she can clean. So if I'm tidying up, he's got 3 spaces. He's got his desk in his office, and he's got his side table on next to the bed, and we have wall pockets where our mail goes. So I have one, he has one. So anytime I'm picking up, I don't care what it looks like on his desk or in the wall pocket or on his on his bedside table. That's what I mean by easy. Like, if he's ever looking for anything, he knows those are the 3 places he can look, because inevitably, if it bugged me enough and I picked it up, he knows I put it in one of his 3 spaces. But that's just an easy, easy system, if you will. It's not even a system, but it is for us. Does that make sense? Questions? No? Yes, go ahead.
How do you approach a project? Let's just say your 2-car garage. How do you approach that?
Are you parking in the garage or no? No. Well, I'll actually use some of these steps, but it depends on how much time we have. I like to start pulling stuff out and put like with like, and then figure out, you may find out, this sometimes happens with pantries too. You find, oh, I didn't know I had that, so I bought another one.
Panties aren't a problem.
Yeah, we'll just put like with like and see what you have. And you may have 5 of this and 10 of this and only 1 of this and it's broken. So, and we'll take a look at what you can possibly part with. I know when it comes to tools, that's something, you could have 17 screwdrivers, but you need every one of them. So, so that's the conversation to have. But really, it's like, let's see what's in here. Let's get an idea of what's in here before we can do anything. People, when they have me come organize, and before our first appointment, they'll say, well, what do I need to buy? Because like the most fun part is I want to buy organizing containers, because they have these really cool ones at the Container Store or the Home Store or something. I don't want you to buy anything, because a lot of times we're getting rid of stuff. Whether and I don't make people throw anything away, but they get it once they start to see, or they get frustrated that they have a 2-car garage and they can't park in it. So they get it. They're like, you know what? Some of this stuff I didn't even know I had this. This has to go. So that's how I approach a garage. That's for sure.
Do you pull it all out first?
Little by little, because I don't want to run out of time and have everything on your lawn and be like, see ya, gotta go, time's up. No.
Start in one corner.
Yeah. Start slow. Start small. Yeah.
Suggestion about one additional item you should have on your list, and that is, when in doubt, give it away or throw it out.
I like it. When in doubt, throw it away, or give it away. Throw it out, give it away. Yeah, well, if you think I'm going to use this, I always tell people, especially when it's clothing, if you think you're going to use it, go through your closet and hang all of your hangers backwards. Yeah. And then when you wear, so if the hanger goes like this, hang like this. And then as you use things, when you take it off the hanger, you wear it, you put it back, you hang it the right way. And then after like 6 months, take a look at what you haven't worn. And that'll tell you something. You don't have to give it away, but maybe you'll start wearing some of that stuff, or maybe, you know what, it's time. It's time to give it to somebody who can actually use it.
Most churches, including this church, has a facility for collecting clothing and things like that. You can donate.
That's fantastic. Yep, giving it to a church, but just giving it to someone, especially if it's just gently used, there's no stains on it, it's not ripped, but if you can give it to somebody else who can use it, I mean, that's a gift. That's great to be able to do that. Do you have a question?
Yes, I have a fine collection of Levi's. You seem to go from 30, 32 to 34, and they all look great. I intend to wear them. And they're next to my 52-year-old Army uniform that I would aspire to get back into someday. What are the odds? I'll talk to my shoes under the bed tonight.
There you go. And well, the other thing is, if you do lose the weight, because a lot of people say, well, I want to get back into that. Maybe you can keep one item as a goal, but if you do lose the weight, wouldn't you want to reward yourself with some new clothes?
Oh, no, it's very.
How do you reconcile pack rat with Mr. Kroger in a way?
So I get a lot of questions from couples, like one telling me that the other one needs, that kind of thing. You can give each other your own spaces So if the person who's a pack rat, you can say, you know what, this is your place to be a pack rat. Because it's really, it could ruin a relationship.
I'll throw something away and she'll pull it out there. Oh, good.
Is it yours to throw away?
Uh-huh.
Okay, then I would hide that in the garbage. I would pour gravy on it after you put it in the garbage. If it's yours to throw away, yeah, I would hide it under something.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. That's a tough, yeah.
I'd like to speak to that. I have a story that happened on Valentine's Day. So I have a collection of cards that my husband and I exchanged for Valentine's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, and I had a stash. I thought it was his secret stash. My husband threw everything away.
Oh, yeah, that's not
I
right.
went on Valentine's Day to get a card, and I said, what did you do with the collection?
I'm surprised you're not new.
That's how she was just love.
Yeah.
So, the collection, he said, oh, I threw that in, it was garbage day. 5 years into garbage day. I said, well, you will go get the garbage, won't you? He said, why? I said, yes, I want them. So he got them out of the garbage, he gave it to me. When I left home to go to a meeting or something, I came back and they were neatly arranged. But some were missing and I knew which ones they were.
Yeah, I don't advocate throwing other people's stuff away.
No.
That causes
But it was
problems.
my collection. His, but he's kind of obsessive right now to get rid of stuff, and I think if COVID did this to him. It's like a side effect or something. He didn't have enough to do, so he started looking around the house for things he could throw away. Don't do that to your spouse.
And when I am working with one of the people in the home, I'm usually not, is that yours? It's okay, if it's your husband's or your wife, then we're gonna have to, I wanna talk to him or her about whether or not we should be getting rid of this. I don't, I try to be very specific, huh?
Can they be angry?
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't need that in my reputation, so. Any other questions or comments? Thank you.
We're not done with you yet.
Oh.
Pat, did you want to do the presentation? Hello, Pat.
Pat, you didn't throw something away.
It's already here.
Okay.
Just go here, please.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and I have a stash in the back.
Stored right where you did.
Thank you for listening to my story. I've been waiting for the right audience for that. Thank you for being here. I wish my husband had been here. I need to sign this book. Give it to an elementary school.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and put down here what it is you do.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I like that idea.
Thank you. All right, at this point, I just saw it and I've already forgot. Who's next week?
Next week.
What's next week's program?
Close to kids.
Close for Kids, thank you.
We'll be featuring them at some point in the future.
At this point,
We're not
thank you.
supposed to bring anything, right? No.
No, we'll have a project for them.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to announcements. As David mentioned earlier, he's still looking for people for invocation. How many more bodies do you need, you know? Do you remember?
3, 4.
We're getting close. I just want to mention this again, just for those who feel challenged and want to be creative, we're still looking for a treasurer. So just in case you're interested, you love that, please think about that if you're interested.
Anybody that wants to be treasurer, please remain seated.
And just a reminder, Sunday, May 10th, I believe it is, we're dealing with the our district down at Eagle Lake in Largo. They're doing the district meeting different this year. We're doing 3 different locations, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For our area, it's going to be Sunday down at Eagle Lake in Largo.
I have a question. Is anybody else, I'm signed up. Is anyone else signed up? It's going to be a very nice afternoon.
Yes, that sounds
Think
like
about it, it's going to have it's 3 or 4 hours, I guess. 10 to 2.
I believe it was something like that. I believe I've told me that's going to be much earlier.
We haven't really done anything to as far as moving into the district stuff. So I'm going. If you'd like to join me.
But if you're going to plan on going on, you need to register because our registration is closing very soon for the district. The main thing is for the same thing we go through each week. They need to get an idea of how many people come so they know how to tell a caterer. So if you are interested, I would recommend you sign up sooner rather than later. Because I think it is with this week when registration closes. I just want to bring up one more thing. I know we've talked about it 2 different days before. They keep moving it. They're having the district family bike ride. This is going to be in October. I'll be talking about it more and more as we get closer to it. But this is a fundraiser for the district of Polio Plus. So if you're a bike rider, or a family likes to ride your bikes, whatever, I'll give you more information. But that is coming, and they're trying to make a really big deal of it. This will be the first annual one. So you know if anyone likes to sponsor these type of events, have them reach out to me, and I can get them in contact with the right person because we are currently looking for sponsors to support the race. But remember, sponsorships for our triathlon first, they're second. Anyone else have any announcements? Yes, sir.
Deadline for spring grants has passed. We've got a great crop of them, and so we've got a grants committee meeting coming up Thursday at noon. If you're on my list for the committee, I will send a little email reminder out with the Zoom link to you later on today.
Great.
That's Thursday.
Thursday noontime on Zoom.
Looking forward to that, see how it worked out. Anyone else? If there's nothing else then, if y'all stand and join me in the 4-way test. 4-way test. First.
Is this true?
Second.
Sincere all concerned.
Third.
Will build goodwill in their friendships.
And fourth.
Will be beneficial to all concerned.
With that, thank you everyone for coming out today. And with that, we are adjourned.